trees that we see around us, without the trees and the wind, and all what we have on earth, Jojo Eki, we cease to exist. And our ancestors always taught us to take care of Jojo Eki, Mother Earth, for we nourish from her, we gather medicines from her, we live off her. Chikjami Guach, Chikjamalido, I thank the Creator. Je remercie le Créateur de tout ce qu'il nous donne sa terre, aujourd'hui et chaque journée. Miigwech.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Welcome to An Hour to Give. I'm Sam Laprade, and this week we're going to talk about CHEO, of course, the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. We all have a soft spot for this particular organization, and we're going to learn a lot about the foundation today and maybe ways that you could help. The one and only, well, she's my friend too, is Emily Jameson. Hi, Emily. How are you?
Hi, Sam. Thank you for having us again.
I'm so excited you're here. You've got the best job.
I do. So do you.
Tell me, I do have the best job. But you've got a great job at CHEO Foundation. What's your role?
So I'm Vice President Corporate Philanthropy and Community Engagement. So I have the wonderful privilege of overseeing all of our signature events and all of our community events, corporate giving, lotteries, you name it, we do it. So it's wonderful, yeah.
And every time I see you, you just have this boundless energy. I don't know where it comes from. We're getting ready, of course, we're just weeks away from RBC Race for the Kids.
October 5th.
October 5th is the big day. I can't wait. What is this event for someone that maybe hasn't participated yet?
Yeah, so CHEO's RBC Race for the Kids. This is an all-inclusive run. There's a 2K, so bring your friends and family for the walk. There's also a time 5 and 10K, and it's happening at Wesley Clover Park. So if you haven't been to this venue before, it's beautiful, it's in the fields. I think it's going to be October. All the leaves are going to be turned by then. I can't believe we're saying that. It's going to be a beautiful October day, and really it starts early, and it's just a run through the fields, and it's a great way to raise money for CHEO, to get outside, to give back to the community, and have a great day outside.
And if those leaves aren't turning, I can see you out there painting them. So they will be turning.
They will,
yeah,
100%.
But the venue is fantastic. The cause, of course, is near and dear to my heart. I think every single parent in this community, and even wider, to be honest, respects and absolutely loves the work that's being done at CHEO, because in many cases, our kids have been there, and it's a relief to parents to have CHEO.
Absolutely. It's a relief to have CHEO, but at the same time, right now, we're actually going through a transformation. So the run, actually, RBC Race for the Kids, is fundraising for our largest campaign ever, Kids These Days. And the foundation has actually committed $220 million to the hospital to allow them to transform, rebuild, and reimagine what healthcare looks like. So there's a few projects that are happening. Actually, we've broken ground on the Integrated Treatment Center. This is a brand new 220,000 square foot building that you're going to see right, if you go down Smythe Road, right in front of the campus is going to be this big, beautiful new Integrated Treatment Center. We're really looking to help families and understand their needs more. So we've been planning this for a long time. So in the Integrated Treatment Center, what you'll see is our outpatient clinical care programs. Really what we're seeing is an increase in complex needs for children, mental health, neurodevelopmental health, behavioral. So everyone will be basically seen within this building. And traditionally, as a parent, you might have gone to several different service locations across the city. It's going to be under one roof in the Integrated Treatment Center.
I feel like my stress just reduced hearing that, even though I don't have a child in treatment, but I think every parent is like, just give me one stop. Give me one stop.
Absolutely.
Give me a place to go where I know my child's going to get the treatment they need, A to Z.
Absolutely. And CHEO does function in a way like that, but we're also trying to build up the community as well. And that's something that CHEO does. We kind of act as a leader and try to support the community. What we're seeing too now is, because we're such a leader in so many ways for pediatric care, our wait times are not the greatest, but we actually have a strategic objective to reduce them by 50%. So if you're a parent listening to this, we are trying our hardest. We have a great leader now with Dr. Vera Etches in place, and she is dedicated to making sure we reduce our wait times by 50%. You know, a lot of kiddos are going beyond medically recommended for wait times. And like, if you think about a patient journey, right, as a parent, you know, you might not have a diagnosis for your kid, so you're waiting and you're wondering, you're like, what is happening here? But at the same time, as you wait for a diagnosis, you also aren't getting the treatment, because you need the diagnosis to know what kind of treatment for your child. And so as an adult, we might be able to wait, but as with a child, that's their key developmental time. That's when they could actually have interventions for treatments where their outcomes, health outcomes long-term, would be a lot more positive. So there's a lot of work going on where we're really looking at the patient, the family, and how we can impact them long-term and the community long-term. So this campaign is just, it's beyond bricks and mortar. It really is tackling some of the demands and pinpoints challenges that we've had at CHEO for now and for the future.
Amazing. Amazing. And you know, obviously that's a big number. 220 million is a big number.
You would know as a fundraiser.
Yes, absolutely. But at the same time, I think it's also an opportunity for everyone to get involved.
Absolutely.
This is an opportunity for friends and family listening right now to book for October 5th.
Absolutely.
To get out there and participate in RBC Run for the Kids.
Absolutely. And that's the beautiful thing about our signature events, about CHEO's RBC Race for the Kids, right? This one's going back to our campaign. So, you know, if you don't know how to get involved, all you have to do is register, come out, fundraise, and show your support for the future of pediatric healthcare, and have a great day while doing it, right? And so we also are looking for volunteers. So we always love our volunteers as well. So if you're interested in volunteering, I encourage you to go to our website and register as well.
And for those people as well that their children might be looking for those volunteer hours as they head into to high school, this is the perfect time.
Absolutely.
You know, we're at the end of August, so we're looking towards that October 5th date, exactly. So, and it's a fun thing to do, right?
It is, absolutely. It's fun, and you can invite your family to come out and they can watch you volunteer. But we do encourage fundraising across the board, whether you're a volunteer, participant, or a community member just wanting to give back. We really do need the funds more than ever before, so I really encourage everybody to try and give. Every dollar counts.
And talk to me a little bit about RBC, because what I love about them, and there's very few corporate partners that are like this. When I think about philanthropy, I think about time, talent, and treasure. And many just, and not there's anything wrong with this, but they're sending in a check.
That's right.
RBC isn't like that. RBC is on the ground. They want to know what's happening. They get involved. They truly are time, talent, and treasure.
They truly are. They've been a longtime partner of ours. They come out and volunteer for CHEO's RBC Race for the Kids. You know, you see I'm wearing RBC blue right now.
I see that.
To represent.
Impressive.
They wear their RBC colors, and they really have been supporting CHEO for a long time, and they do it throughout the year as well. They were our title sponsor at our golf tournament, our first golf tournament this past year. They're going to be supporting us at our donor appreciation event, and they come out and volunteer and support. Dan T, who you're actually going to be interviewing later today, he's a board member. You know, and so it's a beautiful relationship where it's true. It's hitting all the T's right in a row, right?
Yeah,
and they're the perfect corporate partner for us, and we couldn't be more proud to be a partner of theirs.
100%. So tell us how the day starts. What time are we getting there? And what does the day look like? Okay, nice and early.
So we do have a change this year too.
Okay.
So typically you do bib pickup day of, and so this is getting into the details. But if you're coming, you're going to need to know. We're doing bib pickup on the Friday and the Saturday, but not on day of. So it's going to be streamlined. There's not going to be waits to get your bib. It's going to be very simple. You show up. If you're doing the 10K, it starts at 8:30. And you can come at 8:30 for everybody. There's breakfast, but there's also a family fun zone.
Right.
So if you are bringing your kiddos, there's going to be a rock climbing wall, inflatables, there's face painting. It really is a fun day to get out, have some exercise, but also some great activities for the kids.
I love that time of year.
Me too.
It's the best time to be out walking and exploring our beautiful city, and especially Wesley Clover Park.
I know.
So for those that aren't familiar, tell us where we're at with Wesley Clover.
Well, if you're coming over the 417, and you're basically in the green belt towards Canada, it's just right beforehand, and it's an equestrian park. Actually, it's absolutely stunning. It's soon to be actually on the light rail, so I can't wait till that opens, because then we can have it a little bit more accessible for everybody that doesn't have a vehicle. But Wesley Clover Parks is just a great venue. Karen Sparks runs it. She's also a board member of ours as well. And Wesley Clover is returning as another major sponsor for us for the event. So they really believe in what we're doing at CHEO and have supported us for years. And we're just so pleased to be at their beautiful, beautiful space.
And you know, I think about all the conversations you and I have had over probably a decade. The one about mental health crisis, we've been having this discussion over the last number of years. The pandemic was challenging. There's no two ways about it. Are we seeing the results of the pandemic now still?
I think you're seeing compounding factors, Sam, truly. You know, there is the pandemic. There's also social media. We have a lot of reports out of CHEO Research Institute, how that's detrimental to children's development, self-esteem. But what we are seeing in the past 2 decades is this stark increase in mental health crisis. And you have some experts that are coming later on the show that will be talking about that. We also have a patient ambassador that's going to be talking about their story and how CHEO has impacted their journey, right? Because really what we do is we try and give every child and family the best life. And, you know, with CHEO's RBC Race for the Kids, these funds that we're raising are really supporting these individual kids, right? And I think that's the most important thing when you talk about fundraising. You can get lost in a number, but at the end of the day, who you're truly impacting is a person, it's their family, it's our community. So, you know, I'm really excited for you to interview Elowen shortly. They're wonderful, and their story is it's a beautiful story about how CHEO can help and how you know, their journey has been shaped by that, and I'm so proud to work at CHEO.
I know you are, and I am so proud of you, honestly. And the whole team, you just seem to never tire. And I assume what spurs you on is, you know, is the patients, the family stories. You know, I think about the Dream Lottery. I think about everything that's coming up, and you know, I mean, those things obviously spur you on.
They spur us on, but it does come down. And I'm a mom myself, Sam. You know, I've got an 8-year-old son, a 3-year-old turning 4 soon. I can't believe that. We've both gone through CHEO. We were on a wait list for actually 3 years for an assessment, and you know, I'm just like every other mom. And so I rely on CHEO just as much as our community.
For sure. And I think I remember driving by, and I've said this to you before, driving by CHEO, and it was, you know, beside the general campus, and you're on Smythe Road, and before I had kids, I was like, well, that's a building. And then it becomes, oh, no, that's not like, yeah, that might be bricks and mortar, but what's happening in that building, I remember one time racing there at 11:30 at night, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know, are we going to be able to be seen, and what's going to happen? And within about 6 or 7 hours, we had some answers, and I was calm. When I walked in, I was like, it was a relief. It was exactly where we needed to be.
We are so lucky to have CHEO in the community, but I have to say, with what we're trying to achieve with our campaign, we need to be successful, because right now we're not servicing kids to the level that they need to be seen, right? Kids shouldn't have to wait on a wait list that's longer than medically recommended. They shouldn't be in operating rooms that are 50 years old. Our emergency department, that's part of our plan, is to expand that and to look at the flow and to make sure that we're seeing patients when they need to be seen, right? So we are truly trying to tackle some of the challenges we're seeing so that CHEO will continue to be that institution that you believe that you can get the service that you need for your family.
So tell us again a little bit about Race for the Kids. RBC, of course, backing it all the way. We're just about to sort of finish. We only have a couple of minutes, but give us the lowdown.
Yeah, absolutely. So the event day itself, it starts again at 8:30. You'll have a 10K, and it's timed this year, so it hasn't been timed before, and so this appeals to those avid runners. I'm more of a walker myself, Sam. I'm not going to lie, but the 10 and the 5K are both timed, and then there's a 2K walk, and that walk is, you know, it's an all-terrain. You can bring your friends, family, strollers. We even allow dogs on site as long as they're friendly dogs. They can come on site, so we see a few pups every year.
That's amazing.
And then what we do is a little bit of some speeches, but then there's music, and it's just a great event.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's
Fantastic.
fun, it's quick, and it's a great way to celebrate our community, but also share impact too. You know, you would ask, like, why are these events so important? Yes, fundraising is important. Yes, it's fun, but at the end of the day, it's getting the message out that, hey, CHEO needs our community.
Absolutely.
Right?
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
Emily Jamieson, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. And of course, we're going to learn more about CHEO and the CHEO Foundation when we come back on An Hour to Give.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
The Order of Ottawa celebrates outstanding citizens. Recipients come from diverse backgrounds. They make exceptional contributions in many areas of city life. They are advocates for minorities. They are media experts and visionaries in community building, innovators in healthcare, leaders in education. They are technology leaders and entrepreneurs. They entertain us. They are passionate about arts and culture. They are outstanding citizens and members of the Order of Ottawa. Who inspires you? Who will you nominate?
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Today is all about the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. Of course, we all refer to it as CHEO because we love it so much. And it's my pleasure to introduce our next guest today on An Hour to Give, and that is Laura LaRose. Hi, Laura. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
So tell me what your role is at CHEO.
Okay, so I am the clinical manager in an interim role for inpatient mental health, our crisis intervention department down in the Emerge, and we also have a mental health transition unit and a supporting transitions program. So
Amazing.
Currently I manage all four.
That feels like a very big job to me.
It is big.
Yes,
it's
yeah.
big. And we have so much happening in mental health at CHEO. We are growing and advocating hard for the changes that we want to see within the hospital. So I have an assistant manager supporting me, but it's a big team and a lot of potential. So there's lots of things that on the horizon.
For sure. Yeah. And I think back to when I was young. You know, I don't even know if I heard the term mental health until I was 25 years old, honestly.
Yeah.
Times have changed so much. What would you say about how, you know, we talked a little bit earlier with Emily, you know, the pandemic and the dawn of social media. You know, what's changed for kids these days?
So much has changed. And our lens and our awareness about mental health and how important that is, and our openness to addressing mental health, but hearing from the youth, right? I think as a society, people are aware how important mental health is. They're recognizing it within themselves. They're certainly seeing it play out in their children. And the pandemic, those were tough times, and I think we're feeling the outcome from that, and we're going to see that for a long time to come. And as you said, things are very different. You look at social media, the tech use, the challenges that has brought to those very important developmental years of pre-adolescence and adolescence. And so within CHEO, mental health is not just within our mental health programs, but we look at the mental health of every youth who enters our doors. And we have programs and see the impact across even youth admitted for their medical needs, and the families, the mental health of parents within our NICU, right? So we're recognizing the impact of acute hospitalization, but the youth and the place that they're in when they come to seek services, and the impact on the entire family, and then looking to meet those needs through programs within the hospital, through our outpatient programs, and supporting those transitions from hospital level care to community, where we want the youth to be. Our goal is always to get them back home, back into school and in the community. And so making sure that we have very specialized mental health services at every level of that care journey for our youth and their families.
And it's so important because we know youth and children that deal with their mental health become adults that deal with their mental health, and how crucial that is to have a healthy outcome. Walk me through some of the initiatives that CHEO is undertaking.
Absolutely. So we recently opened what's called our mental health transitional unit. So recognizing that youth coming into hospital seeking mental health services come in with a very large variety of needs, and some require an acute stabilization, not necessarily a longer stay hospital admission. And previously we just had one unit, and so we are serving youth from ages 7, 8 years old right up to 18, all within one space. We have specialized and we've identified the need for a more focused crisis intervention assessment stabilization program. And so we have a 4-bed unit that's now, it's on the 2nd floor. It's an extension of that crisis presentation through the Emerge. So intensive resources, we have a beautiful team, psychiatry, psychology, social workers, we have nurses and CYCs, healthcare aides, a case coordinator, and so youth are only admitted for a few days, and we put intensive resources in place, do that work with the youth and the family to be able to get them back to the community and the resources in the community rather than extending that hospital stay. And it's shortened the time that some of these youth were spending in that crisis assessment piece in Emerge, which is huge. Right. So we historically had youth wait in Emerge overnight to be seen by specialized mental health practitioners. And with the foundation dollars, we actually have child and youth counselors round the clock, 365 days a year. So no matter what time a youth is struggling, they are coming to Emerge, we can provide specialized mental health care. And that role is 100% funded by the foundations. That's huge. Huge. Because when you're in crisis, same as when a youth presents for any medical need, you need timely care, and you need care that's specialized to those specific needs. And that crisis intervention approach is so key to supporting those youth.
And I think that's a really important piece, like to be able to sort of share that, because I think, like you mentioned about donors and having those foundation dollars, that really allows for so much to be done.
So much to be done. When you look at the funding from the ministry, I would say it's kind of bare bones, right? We look at really specializing our care and the services offered, and when we look at the data, the research, and what we're seeing in the patients that are presenting to CHEO, and how do we best meet those needs, and the evolving community-based programs that we as CHEO have within our outpatient team. There's programs that are geared specifically for youth, and then there's a parent component, right? So that's smart. Huge, right? We want to build up the skill and capacity with parents to support their youth at home and to feel confident in doing that. And that's a big part of all level of mental health care. It's a family approach. We want to meet with the family and guardians and support them in understanding their child's needs and having the skill to support in real life at home, so that youth stay in home, in their schools, doing the activities. And we've certainly seen a gap in the mental health care with a very specialized approach. So within outpatients, we see that expansion, and now with the addition of our mental health transition unit, we're seeing that from an inpatient standpoint. And there's little things like our units are designed with safety in mind. It's very different from a standard medical or surgical unit.
Oh, interesting.
Our furniture is different. Our doors, our bathrooms, everything has that safety lens for a youth who is struggling with their mental health. And so then we really scour the market and talk to other hospitals, and through that discovered something that's been a really incredible addition across CHEO. They're called the safety pods. So the safety pod looks to the average individual like a beanbag chair.
Okay.
But it is not. It is like hospital grade. They can be disinfected. It is a piece of furniture that now has moved throughout every unit and program in the hospital because it offers a really comfortable and sort of nurturing spot to receive care. So in our emergency rooms where the youth come in for mental health services, they can flop down in the safety pod like a beanbag chair. So they're eye to eye having that conversation with the clinician meeting with them. Families use them in other units like the NICU. So there's moms that have breastfed their babies in the safety pod so that it is not a hard plastic chair when you're having the hardest day, right?
That makes so much sense to me. That's brilliant.
Yeah, and we see like youth that present maybe needing blood work, but they have autism, and that is going to be a really difficult intervention. And a parent can get down into this pod with their youth, provide that loving reassurance and comfort, and we're taking that sterility out of that environment and meeting the youth where they're at. And so now we literally move them throughout the whole hospital. They get disinfected. They're beautiful, bright colors, and we see it now. Other hospitals we've presented. So we were the first in Canada to bring them in. They are 100% funded by donations, and now other hospitals are taking our lead, and we're seeing that expansion.
Well, that's
incredible.
not the first time. You've led the way a lot.
We are trying. There's some really passionate advocates across CHEO when it comes to mental health, and we want to see that difference. And I have the pleasure a few times now to have worked with youth who then come back to CHEO as nursing students or in other roles that have gone on to say, I got the right care at the right time, and look at me now. And that is what we want for every youth.
And that's, the big campaign that Emily was talking about, $220 million. I mean, that's another, the right time, right? The right time is now. We know that the hospital, CHEO, of course, just celebrated 50 years.
Incredible.
Which made me feel really old, I'll be honest with you. But we know that we need upgrades there. So it's really inspiring.
We do, yeah. In our current unit, I mean, we see the need. Some of our programming, like we see the value in looking at those alternative joyful experiences and alternative options to bringing care. So we have programs like pet therapy. We have, our therapeutic clown is coming into mental health and is doing work. I saw him teaching a youth to juggle the other day, right? So at the end of the day, they are children and youth, right? There is an illness, but we need to make sure we're meeting the needs of the child under the illness, and certainly those joyful experiences, some of the art activities, like it makes a big difference. It really impacts the day-to-day life of a youth in hospital.
100%. I'm a mom and you're a mom. We only have about a minute left. But how do you walk in the doors and do your job and go home and be a mom?
I'm a mom to teenagers as well.
Exactly.
You know what? I think at the back of my mind, I always think, what would this experience be like for me if I was the parent, and what would I want for my child? And we let that. I mean, that's a standard CHEO mindset, right? We seek out to provide the care that we would want for our children, for our nieces, for our nephews. And when I walked into the mental health transition unit for the first time, that's what I thought. I had a sense of peace, because I thought if ever I was in a place where I needed acute inpatient care for my child, this is what I would want.
Wow.
And that's powerful. That's powerful, because
you've given me hope.
We want to make the difference. We are pushing hard within all levels of ministry to expand our services, and we're seeing it play out. We're seeing those changes.
Laura, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
You have given me hope. You've inspired me, Laura. Laura LaRose, of course, joining us from CHEO. When we come back, Lou will be here. You will not want to miss it. Stay with us on An Hour to Give.
Welcome to Community News and Events on Rogers TV Channel 22. I'm Dave Hilson. The Ottawa Cancer Foundation invites families, friends, and neighbors to join Lemonade Standemonium 2025, a fun and meaningful fundraiser held right in your own driveway. From June 1st to August 31st, participants of all ages are encouraged to set up lemonade stands decorated in bright colors and full of smiling faces to help fund cancer care across the region. This grassroots campaign empowers kids and families to contribute directly, one refreshing sip at a time. Registration is free and easy. Simply sign up at ottawacancer.ca, pick your date, and start pouring. Every cup counts towards vital patient resources. To have your community news or event listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Are you a passionate content creator ready to expand your audience reach? Do you have unique stories, captivating hobbies, or special interests that deserve a spotlight? Rogers TV is here to amplify your voice within the community. We offer you the platform to broadcast your content to a wider audience. And the best part, it's completely free. Don't miss this opportunity to share your vision and engage with viewers. Find out how Rogers TV can transform your content journey today.
Well, I can't wait to introduce you to my new friend Lou, who's joining us today to share their experience about CHEO. Lou, welcome to the show today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's so great to be here.
It's so great for you to be here. And so tell me a little bit about you. Tell me all about Lou.
Oh, okay. So I play ringette. Mm-hmm. I'm really into musical theater. Mm-hmm. I do percussion in my school band. Mm-hmm. But not anymore because, school's ending.
Yeah.
I'm the CHEO champion.
Yes.
I helped with the kids these days, as you can see.
Yes.
And I have a bearded dragon.
A bearded dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. And tell me a little bit about, a lot of cool kids go to CHEO. So tell me about the time that you needed to work with CHEO.
So when I was about 11, 10, I don't exactly remember, I went to CHEO because I was having mental health problems, mm-hmm. Like anxiety, depression, that sort of thing. So I went to CHEO looking for help, and then I got it, and it was really amazing to be able to get help because it was just awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And do you remember any of the doctors or the healthcare workers that you worked with?
Yeah. So I first got introduced to I like to call him my drug guy because he gives me medication, right? He's my drug guy. It's Dr. Derek Rausel. He's not a doctor, he's a nurse practitioner, but we call him doctor because we're really into Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Mm-hmm. And then I started seeing Dr. Gothau, and he gave me therapy. And then I moved on to DBT, which is dialectical behavioral therapy. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a bunch of different families meet for an hour or two every Wednesday. It's a video meet, and we all they give us homework and stuff. Like we have a full binder. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so the way that, I say this a lot, but it makes sense. The way that I describe it is kind of, before I came to CHEO, I was treading water. You might have heard me say this, and then Dr. Derek Rausel gave me arm floaties so that I could at least keep my head above water while trying to swim. And then Dr. Gothau gave me swim lessons 1 to 5, and then DBT gave me lessons 6 to 10, and now I'm taking a lifeguard course, so it's great.
So that analogy that you've just shared is brilliant.
Thank you.
Is brilliant. Did you come up with that on your own?
My mom helped me.
Yeah.
But it was a group effort.
Yes,
you know?
yes, but you articulate it so beautifully. Because
you.
I think many of us think it's either, you're either having some mental health challenges or you're not. And the truth is, it's somewhere, there's a paradox there, right? Yeah. Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I know you've come from a beautiful country. You've come from Norway.
Yes.
Yes, and you arrived in Canada. Mm-hmm. And was that a hard transition for you?
Yeah. I didn't really have any friends here yet. Mm-hmm. Well, I used to live in BC, but that's a while away. And that was like 7, 8, actually 9 years now-ish. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really know anyone, and I had left all my friends in Norway behind, and so I lived in Norway for 6 years, so I was so used to being in Norway, but then we came to Canada, and I'm not saying that I didn't want to come to Canada. We'd been trying to come to Canada for 5 years, because you're right, Norway is a beautiful, absolutely amazing country to visit, but to live there, it's hard. Mm-hmm. My older sibling experienced a lot of bullying to the point where we had to go to an international school. So like we couldn't go to like the public school because we would get bullied for speaking English and stuff, or I don't even know what we would get bullied for. And then we moved to Beerley. No, wait, not Beerley. Yes, Beerley. And so we just kind of learned there, and there was still some bullying, but it was better. But now we're in Canada, and it's just absolutely amazing to be here because it's just a lot better than Norway. I mean, Norway's not going to see this. I'm just going to say it. Canada's better.
Well, we're happy you're here.
Thank you. I'm happy I'm here.
So I understand, and you're going to have to kind of help me out a little bit because I don't know what DPT is. And I don't know what the toolbox of strategies, coping strategies is. Can you help me out a little bit? Tell me what that is.
So DBT stands for dialectical behavioral therapy. So as I said, you have 3 leaders, and so they lead the group. And so every week you meet and we learn new strategies to cope with anxiety and depression and things like that. So we would meet every Wednesday, and it was actually really fun. A lot of people think that therapy is just you sitting in a chair talking to someone. But therapy is actually a lot more than that. Therapy, I laughed so many times in DBT because it's a place where, yeah, but you're all going through the same, you're kind of going through the same thing. So you can understand each other. So we're not the same people. It's not something that links us, but at the same time it is. So like we understand each other, so we feel comfortable, you know? So we make jokes to lighten the mood.
Right.
You know?
And you've got this toolbox of strategies.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
So yeah, the toolbox, I use it all of the time. Like I will be sitting at the dinner table and I'll be having an argument with my sibling and I'll just be thinking, dear man, because that's an acronym for, I don't even remember, it's in my binder somewhere, but it's how to deal with like having an argument and stuff without making it so that it goes higher. Because something that a lot of people do, including me, is if someone gets mad at you, then you get more mad at them, and then eventually it becomes this
snowballs
until at some point you're just yelling at each other and you don't even remember why you're yelling at each other. You just are. Yeah.
And so tell me, you know, after all these wonderful opportunities at CHEO to have you connect with people like you just talked about, what does CHEO mean to you? If you were on an elevator with me and we were going 25 floors up and we only had that amount of time, what would you say CHEO means to you?
CHEO, I'm not gonna make anything up. CHEO saves lives. And I can say that because it did for me. What I like to say is that CHEO, not what I like to say as in like I say this just to get people to believe it. No. This actually happened, but I say this sometimes. It's that CHEO didn't just save my life, they also helped make it worth living.
Wow.
Because for a while, I didn't see a point at all in living, but then CHEO showed me all the things that are awesome in life. And that really helped me realize that life can suck sometimes, but it can also be really great. There's also experiences that make it suck a lot less.
You're wise beyond your years, Lou.
Thank you. My mom says I was born a 16-year-old, so I'm 29 now.
Right. You're just growing. The years are leaping ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. RBC Race for the Kids, October the 5th.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Are you going to be there?
I'm going to try my darndest.
Me too.
I might not be able to.
Well, maybe you and I can try and
Yes.
walk the 2K together.
Yeah. I was actually planning to with me and my mom and my little brother, because my dad and my older siblings are really into like fitness and stuff, so they're probably going to do the 10K run, but we're probably just going to take a walk. And I heard you talking about face paint, and I love face paint. I haven't had face paint in forever.
There you go.
And I want to go on the inflatables and do everything. So that's part of the reason I'm going. Also to support CHEO, obviously, but
yeah. And what would you say to all of the healthcare workers that took good care of you?
I just want to say thank you, because they helped me so much. And the thing is, when I say thank you, I'm not only saying it to like Dr. Gothau and everyone who helped me with everything. I'm also talking about the people who work at Costco and Dairy Queen and I don't even know where, RBC too. And I know they're not healthcare professionals, but they did help me. Indirectly, but they helped me. Because asking someone to round up or donate, and then they donate, and then that money goes to CHEO. So it's funny, whenever we go to Costco, because we go to Costco a lot, it's our grocery place, they'll ask if they want to donate, and I'll say, hey Mom, should we donate to me? Because that's what it is. They're not only donating to me, they're donating to kids everywhere. And I'm so happy that there are people whose job it is to sell tomatoes, but they're going above and beyond to tell people, hey, you can help someone today, and you won't die because of it. It's not a painful thing that you don't have to like run a gauntlet or anything. You can choose to run however 2, 5, 10 kilometers if you want to, but it's also just as simple as giving $1.
Beautifully said. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lou. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Awesome.
That was Lou. Wow. When we come back, we're going to meet Dan T. from RBC. Stay with us on An Hour to Give.
The Order of Ottawa celebrates outstanding citizens. Recipients come from diverse backgrounds. They make exceptional contributions in many areas of city life. They are advocates for minorities. They are media experts and visionaries in community building, innovators in healthcare, leaders in education. They are technology leaders and entrepreneurs. They entertain us. They are passionate about arts and culture. They are outstanding citizens and members of the Order of Ottawa. Who inspires you? Who will you nominate?
Welcome to Community News and Events on Rogers TV, Channel 22. I'm Ramon DeFranco. The Miracle League of Ottawa invites golfers and supporters to its 8th annual charity golf tournament on September 5th at the Meadows Golf and Country Club. Participants will enjoy an 11 a.m. shotgun start, on-course contests, an outdoor barbecue, and exciting hole-in-one prizes. All proceeds go directly to help the Miracle League fulfill their mission of building accessible baseball, softball, and recreational programs for individuals with disabilities. Whether you're there to compete, donate, or cheer, your support helps create an opportunity for Ottawa's special needs athletes. Sign up your team or just go solo at miracleleagueofottawa.com. To have your community news or events listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
Are you a content creator looking to expand your audience and make your voice heard in your community? Rogers TV wants to provide you with a platform to share your hobbies, interests, and stories for free. Visit us to find out more.
Well, I love it when friends are in the studio. Of course, our friend Dan T from RBC is here to talk all about the RBC Race for the Kids to support the CHEO Foundation. And Dan, I know you're a big champion of CHEO.
Yes.
It's wonderful to have you here today.
Well, thank you for having me. You know, it feels like just yesterday we were talking about the 2024 race, and already here we are preparing for the 2025 RBC CHEO Race for the Kids.
Yeah, it's incredible. And what's your role at RBC?
Yeah, so my formal role is as the co-chair, and so essentially I'm the ambassador of the race for our employees internally, and then as well for all of our external partners, community leaders. You know, we try to bring the race to life for all of our participants. We had such a tremendous engagement last year. We had over 2,000 folks that came out, families, children, partners from across the community, and so we're excited to have another great year this year. We're such a tight, community and a business community as well, and it's good to take that time off to just come together and support an important cause such as CHEO.
And I've been raving about the date, because October 5th is like the perfect date to get out there and walk. It's nice and cool, and the leaves are going to be turning and all of those beautiful things at Wesley Clover Park. And I say it again and again about RBC. I've said it to you, I'm going to say it again. You do not just write a check. This is about community engagement. This is more than sponsorship. I really consider you more partners. And so talk to me a little bit about how you engage the RBC team, that this just isn't about writing a check.
No, it absolutely isn't. And you touched on partnership. It's been an incredible partnership with the CHEO and the CHEO Foundation and RBC. This is actually our 9th race. We've been at it for 9 years, and during that span, we've helped raise over close to $4 million and to support a lot of different initiatives, including mental health. And last year, the RBC Foundation shifted a little bit. We transitioned from program support to capital support, and it aligned incredibly well with the initiatives at the CHEO with the construction of the brand new integrated treatment center. And so there was a tremendous alignment there, and so we've partnered, and it absolutely is more than just writing a check. We're a big believer, and when you kind of look at prosperous communities across the country, you see the private sector, the public sector, and the non-for-profits coming together to share resources to ensure that the needs of the communities are met, and that is exactly what this is. It's us coming together to support an important cause, and all the proceeds raised this year will all go to support the construction of that brand new integrated treatment center, a 220,000 square feet brand new integrated treatment center that will serve more than 40,000 children and youth across our community, and it'll position the CHEO to continue to do the tremendous work that they're doing, and we're just so excited to be a part of it.
Oh, it's brilliant. And I just love that, I keep thinking about just being a parent and that one-stop shop, and just the time and effort that's been taken in to design this building, not only to today's sort of technical standard, but today's patient standard in terms of family involvement. And we think about how rooms would have evolved over 50 50 years, and just even some of the Laura LaRose was sort of talking earlier about how things have evolved there in terms of even furniture and the way that things are sort of laid out for the experience. Those things are the things you sort of can't sort of talk about without talking about how important it is to have kids feel comfortable in this space.
Absolutely. And as a father myself with young kids, we've had to use the hospital, the children's hospital on occasions, and you think of where we were 10, 20, 30 years ago when we were children, having to go into the emergency room, and where we are today. It's incredible, but it's important. That evolution is very, very important. The needs are taken care of, but then there's the emotional side, right? The experience for the child, and you want to ensure that it's a healthy experience, and it's not a traumatizing experience. And definitely these investments and the new infrastructure and all the research and effort and the details that have gone into the preparation and now the execution of the construction, a lot of it it has taken into consideration just that experience for the little patients when they go in with their families.
I thought you were my favorite guest before you said that you thought 30 years ago I could have been a patient at CHEO. You're now definitely my favorite guest for sure. But I think that how things have evolved, and we've talked a couple times today, although I don't like talking about it, but the pandemic and how that changed kids and social media and all of that. And as a dad, and of course I'm a mom as well, those things are top of mind for me, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And post-pandemic, mental health is an area that there's been a lot of discussions around, and you hear about these these statistics that are just scary. 1 in 5 children in Canada and all of that. And so definitely we need to ensure that we have the proper resources made available. And for us at RBC, we have made a commitment to support our communities across the country. And for us here in Ottawa, that means supporting tremendous organizations like the CHEO. And so we've made a commitment. We give back 1% of all of our profits. And we ensure that, and we don't just support financially, but as well with our time too. And so that's why the CHEO RBC Race for the Kids, it's an opportunity for us to give. It's an opportunity for us to bring the community together to raise proceeds. But it's also an opportunity for our employees and our staffs and the families that work for the bank. They have an opportunity to give their time and their efforts and to get their children involved and to talk about how important it is to support the Children's Hospital.
What are you most looking forward to on October 5th, RBC Race for the Kids? Is there an element of that day that really is driving you?
Yeah, Sam, this year is very special for me because I was privileged and honored to join the CHEO Foundation on the board. And so I will be participating not just as an RBC co-chair, but as well as a board member of the foundation. So it's very special for me this year. I had a chance to sit and participate in the annual CHEO telethon a couple weeks ago, and I had a chance to answer the phone calls and listen to some of the donors. And for a couple of hours, I was just so blown away by all the stories that the donors shared of how the hospital was there for them, their families, their children, their grandchildren, their nieces, nephews, and what an impact it's had. And so for me, to be a part of that and to support and to drum up the business community to get on board as well, it's an honor, it's a privilege, and it's a big deal for me, and as well as a father. I've got 2 young kids, and so we're all excited to participate. They've joined us for the last couple of years, and now they're a little older, so they understand the why behind the race and the coming together and the supporting and all the fundraising that happens ahead of the race. And so it's a special time for us.
You'll need a very big name tag that day. You'll be like, I'm a dad, I work for RBC, I'm a board member, but all great titles for sure. All great titles. And when you're kind of working with the RBC team, are lots of hands going up to volunteer that day?
Oh my goodness, tons of hands goes up. And so last year we talked about over 2,000 participants, and a lot of that were families that attended. The level of excitement that we experience in the organization when we announce the race, it's incredible. It really drives engagement. It fosters collaboration. People are coming together to strategize and think of different fundraising activities that they could do, and it really establishes a healthy culture within our organization when we do it. And that's why we encourage folks to go on the website and to sign up, either as individuals, as families, but as well if they run organizations or own businesses or they're part of organizations, they can sign their teams up and experience it for themselves, because it's just a tremendous opportunity to from an engagement perspective and to really drive collaboration and bringing their folks together. So we really encourage folks to join us again this year.
And do you find you knew about RBC getting involved with CHEO obviously for a long time, but do you find now that now that you're a dad and now that you've got this leadership role, that it's not just about the bricks and mortar, it's about so much more?
Oh, it is. It is. At an individual level, as a business leader, I used to always say, well, it's important for us to give back to the communities that we're operating in and working in, and it is a responsibility that we need to do. But the experience from being a part of it, you end up taking away so much more, even for yourself, and it's hard to describe it or to quantify it. But you really have to experience it, because at an individual level, just that fulfillment of being a part of it. Seeing the children, seeing the tangible impact, it's just hard to put a price tag on it, or it's hard to quantify it. And then, as a dad too, it's, for me, it's so important for my children to experience that at a young age, because, you want them to be a part of it as well. We're really fortunate and blessed, and we thank God that they're healthy. And so it's important that they're involved as well and experience giving back to the community and supporting the CHEO and the work that they do. And so the race gives us that opportunity to do that, as a family as well.
I sort of see this, the RBC gives the foundation for this race, being, of course, the title partner on this, and then we need volunteers, we need other sponsors to come to the table, we need people that are going to run that day, whether they want to be timed or whether it's a leisurely walk with the family around Wesley Clover. Of course, we need, everyone to come to the table and try and maybe beat that record of 2,000 from last year, and inspire everyone to come out and obviously visit the website and get signed up. So it's important.
It's incredibly important.
Incredibly important. So you got 10 seconds. What would you say to your team for helping out at this big event?
Oh, well, a big thank you. I know they're already pulling, the teams together and going out into the market. And then as well, they're connecting with folks and their external partners to try to get them involved. Where, last year was a big success. We raised over $700,000 from different fundraisings and participations, and we're hoping to maybe get to $1 million this year and over 2,000 participations.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do
it. Dan and I are absolutely determined, and I know the rest of you in the community are as well. I'm Sam Laprade. This has been an hour to give. Of course, today has been all about CHEO and the CHEO Foundation and RBC Race for the Kids. We hope to see you October the 5th out there. Dan and I will be there, and of course, hopefully you're there at Wesley Clover Park. Thanks so much for joining us.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
community news and events on Rogers TV Channel 22. I'm Dave Hilson. The Ottawa Cancer Foundation invites families, friends, and neighbors to join Lemonade Standemonium 2025, a fun and meaningful fundraiser held right in your own driveway. From June 1st to August 31st, participants of all ages are encouraged to set up lemonade stands decorated in bright colors and full of smiling faces to help fund cancer care across the region. This grassroots campaign empowers kids and families to contribute directly, one refreshing sip at a time. Registration is free and easy. Simply sign up at ottawacancer.ca, pick your date, and start pouring. Every cup counts towards vital patient resources. To have your community news or event listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events,